is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Gold Pony, and today we are in the new 2019 Ford Mustang Bullitt, courtesy of Bob Ruth Ford in Dillsburg, PA. And so you guys probably already know, since I do own the Mustang GT, I have been fantasizing about driving this one and reviewing it for quite a while now. So therefore, hence the reason we are in this today. So as always, you guys, let's start with pricing. And so to start, pricing for the 2019 Mustang Bullitt will start at $46,595. And of course, with a couple of options, this one can very easily get pushed to over $50,000 if you wanted it to. But when it comes to the power plant, powering this beast will be the 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine found in the Mustang GT. But with the Bullitt, you do have an additional 20 horsepower. Additional 20 horsepower actually comes from the GT350's intake manifold, ECU, and an additional cold air intake as well. But overall, that puts the Bullitt at 480 horsepower available at 7,000 RPM, 420 pound-feet of torque available at 4,600 RPM. Of course, power sent to the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual with active rev matching. That is probably one of the coolest features. At least I like it, because you could just simply downshift just like that. I love active rev matching. I don't know why. I just got used to it and now I like it. Motor trim put 0 to 60 at approximately 4.6 seconds in this one. Again, partly because it is a 6-speed manual. And of course, you do have launch control and line lock. And line lock meaning the one where the car essentially locks up the front brakes, allows the rear wheels to spin freely, warming up those tires for the drag strips. That's kind of a cool feature as well. But overall, MPG numbers come in at 15 in the city, 24 on the highway, and Ford recommends at least premium unleaded fuel. But so that before we do any kind of accelerations, there are some driving modes available via silver toggle switches just in front of the shifter there. And that's going to include things like normal, sport plus, track, drag strip, and snow and wet. And what those driving modes will actually do is adjust things like the powertrain, the chassis, and the throttle response as well. But then actually just to the left of that driving mode button down there, there is a steering wheel, and that's going to be the steering feel. And so when I press that, that's going to give me different steering sensitivities, including comfort, normal, and sport. And on my personal Mustang GT, the steering mode that you definitely want to leave it in is the sport steering mode, because it does give you a heavier weight to the steering wheel. It just makes you feel more in control, so that's why I'm a fan of that one. And so you guys know what time it is. I think it is time to do a quick little acceleration here in the 2019 Bullitt, and nothing too crazy, but let's just see how the car shifts and see how quickly this thing gets up to speed here. Gosh darn it, this thing is quick. All right, I have the Mustang GT in the 10-speed, you guys. 6-speed feels almost just as fast. This thing is ridiculous. And with the 6-speed, of course, you have that enjoyment of rolling through your own gears and feeling more in control, which I gotta say, I do appreciate. Even being the guy that owns the 10-speed automatic, I definitely do enjoy rolling through the gears in this 6-speed. Definitely no issues with finding any grab points or anything like that. Clutch feel is nice. So I am definitely digging the 6-speed in the Bullitt here. And so, but then to go along with that acceleration, as always, braking is equally important. And so up front, you will find 15-inch ventilated front discs with Brembo 6-piston front calipers. And by the way, you guys probably already noticed those 6-piston front calipers, they are red brake calipers, and they are actually specific to the Bullitt. For comparison's sake, if you look at the GT, they're going to be found in a gray-black combination. So kind of do like the brake calipers on the Bullitt. They look good up there. In the back, 13-inch rear discs with single-piston calipers. And as far as the braking feel goes, definitely no issues with coming to a stop. And again, this is a Brembo brake setup with 15 inches up front. That is definitely a good bit of braking power when you need it. But so then, touching on suspension and handling a little bit in the Bullitt, you will find monotube shocks, independent rear suspension, of course, and there is an optional Magnaride damping system available that we, of course, do happen to have today. And so that one is going to add $1,695, but I can tell you, having a Mustang without it, it is definitely a much smoother ride, noticeably smoother. And what that damping system actually does is monitor each shock absorber individually, adjusting the suspension settings, not only giving you a smoother ride, but also during heavy cornering, tightening up the suspension for better handling as well. So really giving you the best of both worlds. And that is probably the one option I wish I would have gotten on my Mustang GT. So I do appreciate that it is on this Bullitt here today. So therefore, because of that, ride quality is definitely on point. Steering sensitivity, again, in that sport steering feel mode, is definitely very nice. A heavier weight to it, like I was saying. As far as interior interior cabin noise goes, there's a little bit of the ventilated seat noise I'm getting right now, maybe a little bit of road noise, but it's really quite nice, honestly. I have no issues with cabin noise, and I do like hearing that active rev matching when you downshift. The exhaust note is definitely quite nice, and we'll get to that exhaust clip later in the video. But then, as always, touching on visibility real quick, I can see perfectly fine off the back. I did want to also say, since I'm touching on visibility, there is a blind spot monitoring system. Again, another option available that I do happen to have today on this Bullitt, and that's going to monitor any cars in your blind spot to the left or the right, giving you that little icon in the side mirror there so you don't go turning into anybody. So that is nice as well. But let's now check out the exterior of the 2019 Mustang Bullitt. So having said that, let's start with the colors available for the Bullitt. And so there are actually only two color options available for the 2019 Bullitt, being Dark Highland Green, which is the one, of course, you were looking at right now, and also a Shadow Black. And historically, Bullitts have always been known to have that Dark Highland Green color. That is personally the color I would go with if I were to go with the Bullitt, so definitely a nice look to it there. But up front, you will find a revised front grille specific to the Bullitt, comparatively speaking to all the other Mustangs available right now, so that's nice. To the sides, LED headlights with LED signature lighting, and just below, LED fog lights as well. Then make your way to the side of this one. Chrome window surrounds will come standard, which kind of ties together with chrome perimeter around the wheels as well. And those chrome window surrounds are only available with the added pony package if you were to go with the GT, so again, specific to the Bullitt there. Taking a look at the wheel setup, up front you will find 19 by 9 inches, in the back 19 by 9.5 inches, and they will come with that historic 5-spoke look with the black finish. And take a look at the side mirrors. There will be body colored heated side mirrors with LED integrated turn signals and pony projection lights as well. That's one I don't have on my GT. Pony projection lights, meaning when it's dark out, it's going to project a pony onto the ground, illuminated with LEDs. That's going to be kind of cool as well. Making your way to the back, though, a spoiler delete will come standard on the Mustang Bullitt, so nothing back there. LED sequential taillights, of course, as expected. Just below it all, dual exhaust outlets with quad tips, and actually that active valve performance exhaust system that is optional on the GT does indeed come standard on the Bullitt, so that is pretty cool, giving you modes like quiet, normal, sport, and track. Quiet sometimes being referred to as the good neighbor mode. And so you guys know what we have to do next. I'm going to do a little comparison, actually, since we do have that. First, I'm going to rev it in quiet mode, and then we will rev it in sport or track mode. It's going to sound the same, either of those two, but anywho, as always, here is that exhaust clip. So, but now starting around back, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, simply press the button on the key fob. That is one option, or there is a small button just above the license plate frame there. That is another way you can open up that rear trunk. But once opened up, cargo capacity is going to come in at 13.5 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 50-50 split, so meaning those rear seats do fold down for quite a bit of extra space there if you needed it. Make your way up to the rear legroom. That is going to come in at an even 29 inches. So for reference, I'm an even 6 feet tall. Really don't have any space for adults back there, honestly. It's better left for small children, or you could do car seats back there as well if you wanted to. But then make your way to the front seats. Leather trim seating will come standard, and they will come with power adjustable front seats with Dark Highland Green accent stitching, which is definitely a nice little touch tying together the exterior and the interior there. And those front seats will come heated and ventilated. I did want to also mention there are optional Recaro leather trim seats available for around $1,600, but it's going to give you slightly better bolstering if you're into heavy cornering. But the trade-off with that one is you will not get heated or ventilated front seats if you went with the Recaro option, at least for now. But anyways, taking a look up front, tilt and telescoping steering wheel will come standard. It will come leather wrapped, a smooth leather as well, and it will be heated too, actually. Then when it comes to the startup, let me first start by showing you guys the key here. You do have your pony logo on the one side, and when you flip it over, lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear hatch there. But of course, all Bullitts will come with that push button start located just in front of the shifter there, so all I am going to do Simply put my foot on the brake and clutch and press that engine start button there. And so, but then what started up one of the best parts about the Bullitt, that 12-inch LCD digital gauge cluster will come standard on the Bullitt. That's definitely nice. And that can be adjusted by using the steering wheel mounting controls on the right side there, giving you plenty of different options to display up there, including that exhaust mode I just went over. But also, if you press that pony button on the steering wheel, that is going to give you the option for track apps as well, giving you things like an acceleration timer, which I've played around with quite a bit, 0 to 60 times, quarter mile times, things like that. Also, you can check out brake performance. This is where you find that line lock feature. You have a lap timer if you take it to the track, and there's a couple other things as well, so that's definitely pretty nice. Taking a look at overall interior quality, dual zone climate control will come standard along with aluminum foot pedals on this one as well. Ambient lighting will also come standard. I love that feature on my GT. And you can actually adjust the lighting. There's plenty of different colors you can choose from, and that actually includes the digital gauge cluster. You can adjust the colors up on that gauge cluster as well, also quite nice. Bullitt specific aluminum door sill scuff plates will come standard along with a plaque with the chassis code just above the glove box. That's probably my favorite feature, so that really individualizes the car, giving your car a specific number that will be not like any other Bullitt on the road. That is something I wish Ford did with the GT, but I definitely love that feature there. And of course, like I was saying, that Dark Highland Green stitching does continue onto the doors as well as just above the glove box there as well. But now let's check out the tech display. The Sync 3 system will come standard on the Bullitt. That is going to be the 8-inch color touchscreen display, giving you Bluetooth and audio streaming standard, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. If you wanted the factory navigation, simply add $795 there. And of course, you can check out your climate control settings up there as well, and your radio settings. And by the way, when it comes to the sound system, 9-speaker sound system will come standard on the Bullitt. However, there is a Bullitt electronics package that we do have today. That adds $2,100. But that is going to give you a 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, and also blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic alert that I had mentioned, memory settings for up to 3 different drivers, and the factory navigation system. So quite a bit with that electronics package. But having said that, you guys know what we have to do next. I always test out the sound system here, and having the 12-speaker Bang & Olufsen, I am quite excited for this one. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing this morning, and let's test out the clarity of this one. This bass is ridiculous. A very noticeable difference between the regular 9 and 10 speaker sound system that Ford puts out. So Bang & Olufsen, well done. But so the last thing on the Bullitt on the tech display I wanted to mention is when you do put this Bullitt in reverse. By the way, to put the Bullitt in reverse, what you're going to want to do is lift up under the shifter, push it into the upper left-hand corner. When you do that, you will find a rear view camera letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always going to lead me into safety. And so to start, there are front, side, and side curtain airbags, also a driver's knee airbag up front as well. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats. In addition to that, a tire pressure monitoring system will come standard along with an auto-dimming rear view mirror. And again, you got that optional blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert. And so, but anyways, you guys, that is about it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold. And so, but now having said that, you guys, I think you know what time it is. It is time. Why am I in 5th gear? Why am I in 5th gear? There we go. Oh no! Where do I turn